MarJon Beauchamp has been the new rookie for the Milwaukee Bucks, and even though he hasn't been able to show off, he's still doing pretty good. When the Milwaukee Bucks drafted him, they were hoping he'd give the team more depth on the wings and give the defense more size. On that note, let's grade his play so far. Let's also look at Giannis Antetokounmpo opening up on the pressure of being the number one guy. To start with, the impact that MarJon Beauchamp has had on the Milwaukee Bucks. Being a rookie on a team with a group of well-established veteran stars and core players can be hard, and Beauchamp has already been through that. In October, he didn't play much at all, but for the first 9 games of November, he was in the starting lineup. During that stretch, he played anywhere from 11 to 34 minutes. He didn't always do well, though, especially when it came to scoring, but he showed talent, potential, and even greatness at times. Beauchamp's best game so far this season, and so far in his young career, was when he played 34 minutes in Milwaukee's recent loss to the Atlanta Hawks. He had 20 points and 8 rebounds, making 7 of 9 shots from the field and 4 of 4 from three-point range. Before that game, he had 2 other games with 10 or more points, but he's only averaging about 5 points now because his scoring isn't very consistent. But even then, it's not unusual for rookies to have trouble shooting like this. If you don't know already, Jabari Smith Jr., who was picked 3rd overall in the same draft, had a similar slump until recently. Coming up, how he's been doing on the offense and defense. Once Beauchamp gets better at shooting, he should be getting more chances to play around with the ball more. Right now, when he's on the court, he doesn't really get many offensive touches because Milwaukee has a lot of players who need the ball to do their damage. But we're pretty sure that's temporary. Many of us have faith in his skills, so this arrangement will probably change as soon as his coach and teammates have more faith in his skills. But the good thing is that he's already making waves when it comes to defense. It seems like he's already earned Mike Budenholzer's trust, because he didn't think twice about putting Beauchamp up against guards like Donovan Mitchell and DeJounte Murray, who are all-stars. In his first 12 games this season, Beauchamp's opponents only shot 33.8% of the time when he was on defense. He still sometimes looks like he doesn't know what to do on defense, though, and this is apparent when he sometimes gets surprised by closeout attacks. But then, we're not worried about it too much, because these are both common mistakes a lot of new players make. Beauchamp is still a good defender who can pick up on ball handlers early and stay in front of them. Before the season started, people saw Beauchamp as a wild card for the Bucks. But now that veteran guard Pat Connaughton is back in the lineup and the Bucks core group looks healthier again, Beauchamp is no longer in the rotation. What's more, how's he doing overall? The Bucks aren't focusing that much on his development right now because they'd rather let their proven players get them to the playoffs than plan for the future. For now, Beauchamp is learning a lot from his more experienced teammates and practicing hard to get better. If we were to grade Beauchamp's overall play, we'd give him a B-. It's true that he's scoring unevenly and making mistakes, but they're mostly rookie mistakes that many of his draft classmates also make. He's not the only rookie who gets called for traveling, gets lost on defense, commits unnecessary fouls, or passes the ball right into the hands of a defender. All these problems will go away as he plays more and gets better, and because he joined such a strong team, it might take him a little longer than some of his peers to find his place. But the good thing is that he has already shown that he can be a valuable and effective two-way player when given the chance. Beauchamp may have to be patient, but he should get a few more chances to show what he can do and grow this season as the Bucks try to win another championship. Moving on, let's look at Giannis Antetokounmpo opening up on the pressure of being the number one guy. First, Giannis wants a quiet life. Giannis talked with his teammate Serge Ibaka on his cooking show, How Hungry Are You?, about a past quote in which he said he would like to disappear after he leaves the NBA, just like Tim Duncan. This is obviously a pretty bold statement, coming from a player who has seen the ultimate fame. So obviously, Ibaka wanted to know why, and this superstar gave him a pretty great answer. Giannis said that he had always hoped to play in the NBA, and not only that, but he wanted to play and win for his team. Apart from those goals, he couldn't even imagine he would be where he is right now. No doubt that he's worked very hard to get where he is now. But, truth be told, all that jazz and fame comes with a lot of stress. According to Giannis, it's nerve-wracking to always be on, whether it comes to being on the field or just his everyday life. And because of what he's been through, he has a lot of respect for LeBron, KD, and Steph. Up next, he's had an insane run with the Milwaukee Bucks. When Giannis was picked 15th overall in the 2013 NBA draft, no one could have imagined he would become the player he is now. Milwaukee took a shot in the dark by giving a raw prospect a chance, even though there wasn't much evidence that he could even become a role player, let alone an all-star. Even Giannis himself hoped he could just find his place on a team and help them win. But in the process, Giannis turned into a monster, and now at age 27, he has one of the best NBA resumes of all time. In a flash, the Bucks star became a household name. But with all the attention and pressure, humble family man Antetokounmpo had to adjust to the new reality of his life. So far, Giannis has been doing great. He's loved and admired by everyone for his qualities outside of basketball. But like Tim Duncan, Antetokounmpo will still try to stay out of the media's way when he's done playing. And honestly, considering how overbearing the media is, we can't really blame him for wanting to disappear. Following up, dealing with so many expectations is pretty hard. Giannis has talked about the extra things that come with being famous, and that's the never-ending expectations. He thinks that when you become famous all over the world, people from everywhere pay you a lot of attention. And the thing is, not only are there people watching you, but they also want something from you. He's also talked about how the reason he stayed sane and confident throughout this period is because he's always stayed true to himself. People often say that fame and money make people change, but according to Giannis, this isn't always the case. Giannis even opened up about how it was way easier a few years ago when nobody knew him, but now millions of people expect something from him and ask him for things all the time. If expecting things wasn't bad enough, what happens is that people also don't like it when you're a famous dude who also says no. What he's learned is that you always have to keep being the same person. If you start to change, that's when you can start to lose everything. Finally, he misses spending time with his family. Giannis was born to parents who came from Nigeria, and when they got to Athens, it was hard for the family to make ends meet. The Antetokounmpo brothers sold watches, handbags, and sunglasses on the streets to help their parents make money for the family. Giannis has talked about how when he was young, he and his brothers would go from city to city selling things, and those were the best times of his life, because at that point, he was in a car with them, playing, laughing, and having a great time. He admits that he didn't really value that time back then, but now that one of his brothers lives in France and the other in Athens, he looks back a lot. This has honestly changed everything about him, who he is, how he raises his kids, and even what kind of player and businessman he wants to be. He realized he values family above all else. Back then, even though his family didn't have any money, they were still together, and he wants to feel that level of comfort again. The comfort he hasn't been able to get once he's become famous. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about MarJon Beauchamp's play so far? Do you think he could turn into a big player in the future? Let us know in the comments below. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like these. See you next time!